Liability cap. A liability cap is a contractual provision that limits the maximum amount a party, often the contractor, is responsible for paying in damages in the event of a breach of contract or other legal claims. This cap is usually defined as a percentage of the total contract value or a specific monetary figure, and it effectively places a ceiling on the financial exposure a party faces due to liabilities arising from the contract. In simpler terms, if a contract has a liability cap of 50% of the contract value and the contract is worth $2 million, then the most the liable party would have to pay in the case of a claim would be $1 million, regardless of the actual losses or damages incurred. Here's why liability caps are used. Risk management. They help manage the risk for contractors by ensuring that potential liabilities do not exceed a certain amount, which can be important for financial planning and stability. Balanced incentives. Liability caps create a balance where contractors have an incentive to perform well to avoid breaches, but also have protection against unlimited liability. Investment protection. For the party seeking the cap, usually the contractor, it ensures that the potential costs of a worst-case scenario are limited, making the contract a more manageable risk. Cost predictability. It allows both parties to predict the maximum potential costs associated with liabilities, which can be particularly important for contractors when they are deciding whether to bid for a project. However, liability caps do not typically cover all types of damages. Generally, they exclude damages resulting from gross negligence, willful misconduct, or fraud. Also, they do not limit liability for things like personal injury or death, which are often considered too important to be subject to caps on liability. The negotiation of a liability cap is a critical part of contract discussions and requires careful consideration from both parties to ensure it is fair and balanced, taking into account the scope and nature of the project, the potential risks, and the interests of both the contractor and the owner.